Says, "Hi, excuse me, you're looking really beautiful today." Or say, "Hi, how are you?" Like something like that. I don't know. I like to be complimented. Like, oh.
Yo, what's up? What's up? All right, so we're just going to be reacting to just Pearly things today. This simple question revealed their hypocrisy. Okay, so let's jump in. Let's see what she has to say.
How can single men overcome anxiety or fear of rejection in the dating world?
I'll answer that one.
Yeah.
I think single men need to actually partner with other men like myself, men like yourself, and actually learn from other men. And I think they need to get to the bottom of why that's happening with them. They need to deal with their own mindset. It's literally, because it's rejection, like you said. For me, rejection is all about what you make it mean. It's not the rejection, it's the meaning that you ascribe to that rejection. What do you make that mean? I'm not good enough, I'm not tall enough, I'm not rich enough, as opposed to just one person. So it really is cultivating an abundance mindset. There are so many women and great people out there. And once you've got an abundance mindset, it's a bit like, I don't know, going to McDonald's and they run out of your burger. Do you get upset by it? You go and find another one, isn't it?
Right.
Or you miss the bus, you wait for another one. Why is it when it comes to other human beings, we feel, oh my God, I was rejected? It's just, okay, one person rejected you. Now, if you're really clever, you might find that why. That might be somewhere to start if you're courageous enough. Why did you reject me? Go to that person. You're too short, or you're this, or your breath stinks, whatever. Find out whatever it is. Be courageous. They're too short, there's nothing you can do about it. So have the courage to accept things you can't change. That's fine. But there are plenty of very confident, charismatic, short guys out there getting women. So it's not the short thing, it's who you're being.
You know what's
That's
interesting? Just being on social media and like having people message, like, you know, sometimes I do one-on-ones or sometimes people message me with like problems or whatever. I found that men are so much more willing to take feedback than women.
True.
Where it's like if a woman, if you even imply it's something with her for the reason that she's single,
true,
it's like all hell breaks loose.
Yeah.
Like I always say this, like if you're single, the men you want don't want you.
Yeah.
Because
true.
if the men you wanted you, you'd be with them.
Yeah.
But it's like somehow that's offensive. Just like the same way that if the girls, like if you're not having sex, like the women you want aren't sleeping with you.
Yeah, and but the thing is though, even though I think women are much more likely to do a lot of self-development work on themselves.
Oh, I disagree.
From what I've seen, a lot of men tend more like this. So men tend to do it if there's a crisis.
Women's self-development is this: it's journaling, it's plastic surgery, it's healing, which never includes actual therapy. And if it does, it's short-lived and not consistent. No, I vehemently
I mean,
disagree.
women engage in it more. Men are a lot more stubborn. Just in terms of coaching men, men tend to be a lot more stubborn, but I think they're a lot more realistic. I think sometimes women can be a lot more deluded about the actual real world. So taking all this action, but it may not, like you said, like let me look at myself. Men tend to be a lot more stubborn though about doing that work for themselves. That's the difference. I think if both can tweak it, women need to be a lot more realistic about the world. You're right. If you're not getting the guys you want, you need to look at yourself. It's not the men. You need to, and it's okay. Whereas men tend to do it after the horse is bolted. You know, men will do it after, say, the marriage has failed or after something's gone wrong. Then they start looking at it.
That's what I mean. Like when I have men like ask me about, you know, whatever, DM me, message me, and if I give them advice, like they'll come back in a month or 2 months later and have actually improved. Where it's like women, it's just not the same. They
do, but look at the stats with men, though. You know, the stats with men are getting worse. You know, 1/3 of men, men, are not having sex. Men are being divorced and going through stuff.
I think it's because men just don't think the juice is worth the squeeze anymore. It's like they do all this, and what do they get on the other side?
If men do it en masse, they would change the world. That's what men don't get. If men truly demanded a certain level of behavior, they'll change it. But men are falling for the first trap. They're hitting up these girls with likes, and they're telling women they're amazing. They're actually creating the very world that they compare
who starts it? The women start it because they start with the thirst trap.
But see, I don't see it against. I don't.
So this is my thing. This is the thing about the whole red pill movement that I don't agree. The whole red pill movement and the feminist movement that I don't agree with. Every side, like both sides, wants to blame the other. Meanwhile, it is actually a shared problem. Like, women didn't just wake up and say, oh, they want to start doing this, right? And men didn't just wake up and say, oh, they don't want to start, they don't want to talk to women anymore, right? So it's kind of like a cause and effect thing where both parties share the blame, right? Both parties share the blame. Both parties are responsible. And it is unreasonable and unrealistic to say, oh, this person started it or this person caused it. Or it's like we keep on blaming the other person. When are we going to like come together and say, okay, you think I caused it, I think you caused it. Great, fantastic. How do we move forward from here? I feel that should be the conversation. But what do I know?
Sorry to interrupt you, by the way. I don't see it as men against women. I'm just saying, what kind of world do you want to create? Is your action in alignment with the world you want to create?
But my point is that, like, I think the women need to start before the men.
But what if they don't? Then what are you going to do? What if they just don't?
I think like it's gonna more and more men are gonna be sexless,
No,
and I think it's actually gonna be in a world where there's more relationships like this. To be honest, like,
For some men, no. But statistically, there can only be a few of you that do that. The stats won't.
But that's the point. Is that more and more men will be sexless. The trend is heading that way. So what does that mean? The rest of us are sharing. I think more and more women will be childless. I think 50% of women over 30 will be single and childless.
And that's what's really sad.
And so I think if women don't improve, that's the future that we're going to see.
I wanted to comment on the rejection thing. So like what I've found over 10 years of coaching this stuff now is that most guys have this unrealistic expectation that they want every girl to like them. So I tell them, like, if you were cold calling in sales or you were knocking doors, it doesn't matter if you're the best salesman in the world, you're going to encounter people that just tell you to fuck off, or they're going to tell you, I'm not interested. And a lot of those things are outside of your control. Like, there exist girls that have boyfriends and husbands that don't want to cheat when you talk to them in the club. There's girls that are in a bad mood, or they don't like you for whatever reason. Instead of taking that personally and thinking, I suck, think, okay, that one's just not interested. This one probably will. But most men get deflated, and then they bring that negative energy into the next interaction, and then that causes them to get rejected with a higher chance.
It's got to be hard not to. I mean, I worked in sales. I sold copiers, and I'm telling you, there's nothing worse than selling it. It's like to sell like a stand-up $10,000 copy machine. Who wants that? And I'm like, I can't even imagine, because when I did that job, it was so soul-sucking that I'm like, getting rejected
And that contributes to the problem, right? Because guys have to develop almost like an emotional resilience.
Yeah,
you have to.
Where you just have like this thick skin, and you just know that when you hit those girls that aren't interested, there's going to be other girls that are interested. But a lot of guys will take it personally. I get clients, they'll go up, get 2 or 3 rejections, and they just give up and they stop approaching for the night.
So what's your advice to men that want to overcome their fear of rejection?
Well, I tell them to follow the old school 3-second rule, right? So you have less than 3 seconds to go in once you see the attractive girl, and then assume it's going to go well. And if it doesn't, don't take it personally. And I give them strategies for how to open properly, right? Like with direct eye contact, speaking loud enough, smiling, etc., versus like coming in meek and passive and this and that. So I give them chances to give them strategies to give them the best chances, but then also be realistic about the fact that it's not going to work out with some girls. No matter how good you get, no matter how high value you get or anything, there's still going to be girls who don't like you. And there's coaches that are like, when you get good enough, there's no more rejections. That's false. Or you're never going to get flaked on a date. It's like, really, people don't have things come up in their schedule. So these are just part of the game. People have to be able to just deal with those things and not take it super personally.
What about the ladies? What's your advice to men that want to overcome their fear of rejection? I haven't heard too much from you.
Me?
Okay. I want to hear from these 3 first.
I feel like the more that you do something, the more confidence you'll have when you do it. Like, rejection is not always rejection. I like the phrase rejection is redirection. So it's like, just do it. There's a quote, I don't know what it's like. It's like, confidence is the amount of times you do something. Okay, something like that. Basically, just do it. Just try. Put yourself out there.
What's a good opening line? And I want the guys to say if you think these are good that a guy should use to a girl. I want the dating coaches to rate it.
Oh, shit. I don't know. I don't have words like that.
I'm joking.
Girls are terrible at RIZZ. Like, they're terrible at picking, like, they don't have to do it, so they're terrible at it. Again, back to this lady's point, which she is a fine young lady, but back to her point, saying that you get better with time. Like, when you keep doing something, you get better at it. Your confidence builds over time. Your understanding of that thing builds over time. But with, in quotes, picking up women or picking up girls and stuff like that, you can't get to a point where your success rate will be 100% because human beings aren't, they're not like, they're not programs per se where you can say, okay, I'm going to get like a 90% success rate every time I do this kind of thing. That's not reasonable. Your success rates can get higher, right? Because when you keep on practicing and blah blah blah, and becoming more confident and everything, there's some things that you learn, there's some things that you notice, you realize that, oh, okay, these are the type of these are the type of women or girls that respond to me. These are the type that I can actually go for and I would have much more of a chance, right? Like if everything is normal, like if the sun is shiny and everything, if I go for this, I'll probably have like a 60 to 70% chance of, getting a better result, right? So yeah.
I like when a guy says, I like when a guy says, "Hi, excuse me, you're looking really beautiful today." Or say, "Hi, how are you?" Like something like that. I don't know. I like to be complimented. Like, oh, do you need help with it? I don't know if they see me doing something. Or, oh, what are you doing here today? I don't know. Like nice, not like forward. Like I don't know.
So the good opening line is, "Hi, you look very
Dark skin disagrees.
beautiful today. How are you?"
Yeah, no. Hi, you look very beautiful today. Like what's your name? Like, where are you from? Like, or do you mind if I could speak?
Okay, good or bad?
It depends on like, if he's like kissing your ass or like supplicating or anything like that. But if it's just like a nice compliment, I think that's fine.
Yeah, compliment.
Now that you ask me, I think I'm part of the problem that we're talking about. Because if a guy was to move to me on the street, I wouldn't take him seriously for sure.
I knew it. I knew she disagreed. I could tell. Like, I could tell. She was already like... But yeah. Again, it just depends. It just depends on the type of lady, how she looks, how you feel. And it's funny because this young lady is saying this thing now, and someone that she finds attractive will approach her on the streets and she's going to respond positively to the person. Or she might just be having a very nice day and the person is just going to walk up and be like, "Oh, hey, hi, how are you doing? I saw you from blah, 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 and I'd like to say hi." She's going to be happy. So the thing is, you can't really say, you can't really know, but yeah.
That's the thing.
It depends on how he does it.
Yeah, I think it depends.
I would just assume that he does that with everyone.
But he's single, so yeah, he probably does.
Good, if he's really good, though, he wouldn't say the "Hi, you're beautiful." Like, I think that's a terrible opening line.
It's a bit cringe.
Why?
How's that cringe? That's old
Okay, so you think it's cringe, you think it's okay.
It depends. I mean, like those like London day game guys were like, "Hello, I thought you were hot," and like that, and they're just doing that like in mass, right?
Yeah,
that's why he said it depends on how you say it.
Depends on how you say it.
My opener for 10 years has just been, "Hey, I wanted to meet you real quick." It's like very direct. I wanted to meet you, and you say like when they're like,
Hi,
"How
I
are
just
you?"
saw you.
Yeah, that's the way.
Yeah.
But the whole pedestal, "Oh my God, you're beautiful." How many times has she heard that?
Not
before?
like that. Not like that. But like.
And you're putting her on a kind of level of, "Oh my God, you're so beautiful." I'm not used to. No, just, "Hey, how's it going? What's your name? How's it going?"
But it depends on the frame
Have a
of how it
conversation.
comes across. Like you don't want a guy that comes up, "Wow, you're like the most amazing." You don't want that.
Just like, "Oh, I just saw you. Like, I thought you looked really beautiful." Like.
Anyway, Sha, I'm off the market. I'm out of the game, so I can't really say. I have terrible RIZZ, and plus I'm not using my RIZZ for anything. I'm in a serious relationship, so so yeah.
What are you doing around here? Like, what are you doing today? I like that kind of thing. Depends on the guy.
What's your advice to guys, and what's your opening line?
My love language is acts of service. So if it's something very simple as "let me get that for you," as he's opening the doors, my knees start to go weak. Or even at the bar, it's like, "let me get that for you." I'm just like, okay, all right.
That's true.
It's like Jay Waller. He says, "Don't open doors for girls."
No. I still believe in that. But also with me, I'm a person that's very aware, and I also know that rejection is very hard. So if a guy does take...
Want a lawn that looks like this, but your lawn looks a little bit more like this? Then you should click right here and check out...
Take does approach me, I know it's taken him a lot to be able to do that. So I'm not going to reject him and be rude and say, oh, I'm not interested. I'm going to go with the flow of the conversation and I'll let him down gently. But I think it also what you were saying, that you're the problem. It takes us to be as human beings to be empathetic as well, to understand that he's still a human. He does still have feelings. It has taken a lot for him to approach you. So just be nice.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
100.
Okay. So what do you think of her?
I
opening
like
line?
that. See, 'cause that's quite natural, isn't it? Let me get the door for you. Hey, where you off to?
Yeah.
What's your name? How's it going? Yeah.
And
It's very
you're
natural.
okay.
I don't know.
Oh,
I
you
don't.
It's okay.
I don't.
You cannot be a
I
fan.
don't like anything that's like all like contrived, and I mean that's not gonna even happen that often, right? Like in terms of like situation dependent.
You
But
can look for a door.
but I mean, I think just starting the conversation and being direct, as long as there's not like fancy gamey gimmicky stuff, then that's thumbs up for me.
Okay. What about you? What's your advice to men? What's a pickup line that you like?
I don't have like a specific pickup line, but I'd say be confident, not arrogant, and just be straightforward.
What's the difference between confidence and arrogance?
Well, I feel like in the
How
context
good
that we're
looking he is?
no, I feel like with the context that we're talking about, you don't want to come off as I know I'm coming to get you and I'm getting you and I've got you. Do you get what? Do you know what
Isn't
I'm
that
trying to say?
confidence?
No,
I think confidence is I don't mind getting rejected, but if you reject me, I'll walk off like a man and I won't. Oh, you're dead anyway, or do you know?
Oh, that's the worst. If a guy gets mad,
That's a UK thing, though.
Yeah.
Like, for example,
No,
if
it's not just a UK.
No, but if you reject
And that
a
happens
guy,
in sales too, right? I don't know if you saw that in sales, but like I did sales for a summer just to see how it translates to game. And there's like rookies that go up to the door and the guy slams the door in their face and they're like yelling stuff at the guy. Whereas like a veteran is like, okay, that person's not interested and they don't take it personally.
Yeah.
Versus like trying to get even.
No, in the UK, guys take it personally. They'll be like,
It's not just the UK. It's everywhere. It's everywhere, my sister. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. There. See, I'm not going to lie. I've done it. I've done it where I'll be like, oh hey, how are you doing, Bob? And the person will be like, I'm busy, or they just walk off. They don't say anything, and I'll just be like, okay, yeah. So it's not just UK. It's everywhere. It's a normal thing. I think it's something that you get over. You get better with, over time. But yeah.
oh, you was ugly anyway. You're
Really?
buzz anyway.
But that's young guys.
Really?
Yeah, that's young
Yeah,
guys, though.
Yeah,
I don't find it that common. I just like here and there.
Yeah. I don't know. It depends.
So did you have a line or no?
I don't have a line, but I'd say me personally, I like it when a guy starts off with a compliment, but not an obvious compliment, not anything to do with my face, whether it be something about my style or the way I carry myself.
Oh, so if a guy compliments your style,
Yeah,
and you
something-
like that,
yeah.
Good or bad?
That's good.
Yeah, I think that's
like
cool.
Okay. What about you?
Yeah, I usually like I start compliment the style or something that because like if I'm approach a person, like for sure it's because there's something that I'm interested in that person.
No, if they approach you.
Oh, it's a
Yeah, about
problem.
them approaching you. What
Oh,
pickup
really?
line do you
So
like?
yeah, so tell why you approach me. Oh, I think you're really cool.
Yeah.
Like you seem really cool. What's your name? Oh, can you talk? Oh, let's change contacts. Oh, cool.
That's a compliment still.
Yeah.
That lady knows what she's saying, sure, but yeah.
You like that one?
Yeah, I mean, as long as the guy, like, the biggest problem I've seen is that, like, a lot of coaches say, like, come in and say, oh, you look like you like this, or, like, just say really cheesy, fancy, gimmicky stuff where they're, like, using lines or, like, these clever pickup lines or, like, different stuff like that. And that just has, like, this air of, like, this is a little tactic that I'm trying to win you over with.
Yeah.
Like, all the common theme between all the responses
Yeah.
is they want the guy to be, like, genuine and actually, like, showing that he's interested without hiding it. Right, like guys that come up and ask you for directions, like it's obvious that they don't want directions,
Yeah.
but like you like lose maybe a little respect because he's not having the balls
straightforward.
to be straightforward.
And that's the irony. If you think about it, you only get good at that if you deal with rejection.
Right.
Because it's almost the emotional calibration. You have to deal with the rejection to get that didn't work, or that didn't work with that type of woman. So you have to do that in order to have the, hey, how's it going? How you doing? That's the beauty of rejection.
What's your line?
My line. Oh. Yo, what's happening?
Bars. I bet you if you say that to like 10 women that you're trying to pick up, three of them would actually be like, "Hey, I'm fine, I'm cool." I bet you. Yo, what's happening is my go-to. I don't do that anymore, but yo, what's happening? That's top tier stuff. The legends would tell you that yo, once you say that, you're good to go, man.
Every London guy ever.
No,
Is that what he said?
she chatted me up pretty much. You just heard it.
I did. Yeah. I have to own that. But also, I want.
You approached him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What line did you use?
It wasn't really a line. It was an ultimatum a little bit. If you don't want me, there's lots of men do, and she really played the kind of manipulation with it. But we were good friends for a long time, though, to be honest.
I've seen him.
Did you friend zone him or did she friend zone you?
No one friends on each other. When I first saw her, I was in a relationship. And then we just became friends. We were doing a lot of the same coaching and self-development together. And then when I got single, she kind of did the ultimatum. Look, you better take me now, because if you don't, someone else will want me. You know?
Nice.
But from the minute I first saw it, it was just like love at first
That's
sight.
what I have
But
to
I
say.
was in a relationship.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I was in a
Love at
relationship.
first sight,
Yeah,
and
it
you
really
stayed in
was,
a
yeah.
relationship.
How long till you dumped the...
That's not.
I'm assuming you dumped her.
No, I didn't
He
dump
did
the
not.
girl because of her. It just didn't work out.
Well,
we
how
were
did
friends.
you not dump her if it was... I thought it was love
Right?
at first sight.
Because
There's some holes in the
no, there is no
story.
holes. Where I met her, the context I met her, we were doing a lot of self-development training at
Okay.
a massive self-development company, and integrity was a very important thing in terms of the training we were doing. And I had to learn that, because I'm come from a culture of just chatting up girls willy-nilly, right? But I still never really believe in cheating necessarily. I've always, because my parents have been married for 60 plus years, I've always believed in monogamy and the rest of it. But from an integrity point of view, I was already in a relationship, so straight away I'm not going to even go there. I can acknowledge,
Nice.
oh my God, she's beautiful. That's exactly the kind of woman I want to be with. But because of my situation, I was like, I'm not going anywhere near there. And when it naturally ended, and I was single and we were friends for ages, she then made the move, and I was like, hell yeah, I'm up for it, because from the minute I met you, you were perfect, you know?
Nice.
Nice.
As many of
That was a nice, wholesome story to round things up with. But yeah, you guys go check out Just Pearly Things. If you're watching my channel, you've definitely seen our stuff. I don't know why most people say this, but I guess now I understand. As with all videos and all people that have reacted to red pill content or blue pill content or purple pill content, whatever content, I do not agree 100% with everything any side says. That is too simplistic and too stupid to do. I take things from like every angle that makes sense to me, and they said a lot of things that actually made a lot of sense to me. And stuff that I've actually practiced and I've practiced, I've failed, and I've also succeeded. But yeah, no, talking to women can be very tricky and annoying, and it's something that first of all, you have to know what you want. That's one main thing that I didn't learn early enough. There's always this rush to like want to pick up girls, rack up numbers on your phone, have someone to chat to, all these things. But at the end of the day, if you don't have an end goal, right? If you don't have a goal in mind as to why you're doing all these things, it's like why even start in the first place? So it's like, why are you even doing this in the first place if you don't have a goal to? Why are you getting numbers from different women? What's the plan, right? And then after you get the numbers, what next? When you start chatting, what next? You have to know what you want to do. You have to have an idea. You have to have an end goal in plan. You don't just go up there and say, "Oh, I just want to talk to this person," because when you just go up there, first of all, you're going to be cheesy. That's one. Two, it's not really going to make any sense because you're wasting both your times. Like, you're wasting your time because you don't have anything you want to do, and you're wasting her time because, again, you don't have any plan in mind for the whole thing. So those are things that you need to actually like think about when you're trying to pick up girls and stuff like that. So Yeah, another thing is that if you subscribe to the red pill movement or the red pill ideology, and you think, oh, women are hoes and blah blah blah, and this. If you think further, right? If you like think is if you think a level deeper, if you think a level deeper, right? Shouldn't you just focus your energy on the particular girl that you want, or a particular girl that has a set of values that you like, and then you go for that, or you go for those types of women, and then when you get one, you stay with that one and make things better. Because if you start sleeping around, right, at the end of the day, it's like you're calling women hoes, but it takes two to tango. So if you're sleeping with one person or sleeping with another person, best believe that they are also sleeping with other people because you're sleeping with them as well, especially if you're not in a relationship or whatever. So those are things that you need to like think about. And yeah, it makes it easier when you want to talk to women like that, when you have like it doesn't have to be a stringent plan that, oh, if she says this, I'll say this. Like things should flow, yes, but at the end of the day, what's the end result of all that talk and everything? So yeah, this was a really good one. I do really enjoy. I don't watch her full podcasts anymore, but I do really enjoy stuff that she says. So, yeah. All right. Take care, everyone. Stay safe.
Were you seriously just going to enjoy the video and not like, or leave a comment, or subscribe? Really? Really?